So you have developed this amazing software as a service and you wonder how long of a free trial should you give to your customers? And this is a good question. You can see this like dating. You don't go out with a person and say, hey, would you marry me, right? It doesn't work like that. The answer will be no. So if you go and try to sell your product to a person that hasn't tried it extensively, and if you try to sell it too soon, they just will stop using it and they will not pay. That's kind of normal. Again, think of dating. That would be your reaction if you go out with someone and they ask you to marry at the first date, right? So you want to engage in multiple sessions with these users. You want to date them for quite a period before you make an advance. If you look at popular and successful applications, you can see that the trial period is anything between 7 days and 1 month, some even longer. So is there a formula, a perfect solution for the trial period? I want you to think about your sales cycle. In a sales funnel, you want to push people from this point to this point. Here is where you get the contact of people. They download your application, they sign up for your application, and here is where you make the sale. So I'm not going to explain the sales funnel in detail, and every business has a different sales funnel, but these are basically stages through which you have to push the users, okay? The point is that if you don't have users in the pipeline, there is no one to push here, right? So your main objective here, when you start, should be to put users in the funnel. The best way to do that is to offer them something that doesn't require any commitment on their side. The reality is that the conversion rate of your software, how quickly you can convert a user to a paying customer, it doesn't really depend on the length of your trial period. I mean, it does in a way, but it's not about days. It's about the value you manage to deliver to the customer, to the user, in the trial period. So how long this trial period has to be? I always suggest to my clients to don't use calendar days. Don't do that. Use usage time. And now I'm going to explain you what I mean by this. There was a really good example of a SketchUp 3D software when a few years ago they were offering SketchUp Pro with a trial version of 8 hours. In 8 hours you have quite a lot of time to understand the features and to get sucked into the software. If you give me 7 days or even 14 days but I never open the software, well, what is the good? I mean, I'm not gonna buy the software because I don't even know what it does, and you haven't delivered me any value, so of course I'm not gonna buy. And this is where most companies crash, because you sign up for the trial and you never even open the email. So it is pointless for you to ask how long the trial should be, because it's not a matter of days, it's a matter of how much people are using your software. You get that? So what I'm suggesting you to do is to monitor usage. It means you should build inside the software a tracking system to monitor how long people are actually using the software. And then you want to have a dashboard that can show you quickly which are the users that on trial are using more the software. These are the people that have the highest chance to convert. All the other people, well, they are not doing really well. So either you push them or you don't deal with them and you deal only with those that are most likely to convert. And this is a strategy. You have to figure out which one works better for you, okay? Now, how do you figure out how long the time trial should be? Well, there is a very nice way to do that, and it is to watch your best users. So watch their behavior and see how much they use the software. So let's say your best users, take a bunch of them, they use the software for 10 hours per month, okay? And this is the maximum you can expect at the moment, right? If you don't have users, you can always guess how much, for the purpose of the software, how much people should be using it in 1 month, okay? So you come up with this number of 10 hours. then what I would suggest to do is to take a percentage of this time, let's say 50% or 40%. You can come up with a time limit for the trial, which is 4 hours in 1 month. All right, so your trial will be 4 hours of usage. Now, if you think that this is 1 month, so these are 20, there are like 4 weeks, and with Saturdays and Sundays, I got a little bit creative making this slide. And so if you give out 4 hours, you should expect users on trial to use it like 1 hour the first week, 1 hour the second week, 1 hour the third week, and 1 hour the fourth week. But in reality, you know very well it doesn't happen like that. But this is a very powerful tracking tool for you to see how the trials are going, because if on the first week you see that people are not using the software, you have a chance to go back to them because you expect them to use it for 1 hour. If they didn't do it, why they didn't do it? And what can you do to help them? If you think about that, you will understand that in order for people to use the software from day one, they need to really understand how does the software work. This means you need to have content to support your product. You need to have videos that show how the product works. You need to have posts that explain in detail some features and so on. So you need to have this because you can't get on the phone with every of these clients, especially if you are scaling up or growing rapidly. You can't get on the phone with thousands of people or reply to thousands of emails. So you need to have all this documentation to support your growth. So assuming you have the documentation, at least a bare minimum, then you can have automated follow-ups. Okay, you don't have to do it manually. You set up again a process, a system that monitors the usage, and if you don't reach that 1 hour in 1 week, the system will get in touch with these people and it will suggest what they can do to start using the software. And again, your main objective is to make them use the software, is to put them into the pipeline, into the sales pipeline. Your goal should be to have your client replacing their existing process with your software. Okay, if you manage to do that during the trial period, then you can ask all the money you want. Because changing processes is not easy. Making habits, it's not easy. If you read The Power of Habit, it's a book by Charles Duhigg. I really don't know how that is, but anyway, if you get this book and you see that building habits is hard, and if you manage to get your client to get into the habit of using your software and doing the things he has to do because it's his business, right? So if you manage to do that, then basically they are hooked and they can't stop using the software because they saw the benefit. Now the question is, does your software really deliver the benefit? Because if it doesn't, there is no trial that will stand, there is no price they will be willing to pay, right? So in the end of the story, make sure your product solves a problem and it can deliver value quickly to a user. Make sure you have the proper documentation to support your free trials, to show people how to use the software and what you can do with the software, and then give them a trial period which is based on usage time, not on calendar days. This is the best way to put a lot of people inside your sales funnel, and it's the best way to figure out which are those on which you should focus to convert them into paying customers. Also the best way to understand why people are not using your software. So you put all this together and you have a killer strategy to start growing your company like nobody's doing. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you have enough energy in your finger to smash for me the subscribe button and the like button. Thank you very much, and I'll see you at the next one. Ciao.